Hi, my name is Vivian and I am your Southern California casino girl, and I am going to be traveling all over Southern California to figure out what all these casinos are doing post COVID-19, who's got it right, who's got it wrong, where you can smoke, where you can, what you can do, what you can't do, who's following the regulations, and are there really any regulations at all? So where you may feel more comfortable if you want to be all masked up and all, really strict, and who's more relaxed. Because there is so much stuff that I have seen since May 18th when Viejas opened. Viejas was the first one that opened, and there is smoking. Very little propaganda, but they have a lot of security going around. It's really hard when you're smoking and drinking. Most people have their masks down here. It's okay if you're smoking or drinking, but just lift your mask back up. They're not too strict about it, but just be courteous to the other people that are in there. Siquan, there is smoking. All these casinos, and Viejas and Siquan are really close together. So if one is too full, it's only like 10 minutes down the road you can hit the other one. So these two casinos are, very, very close. I would call them sister casinos. They're different tribes, but they are close enough to where you can just run to another one, okay? Do not wait in line. This is ridiculous. Go to another casino, and I'm going to show you why you should not wait in these long lines. Okay, now there were long lines. Viejas had long lines. By the time I left about 11 o'clock, there were about maybe 1,000 people in line, and there was about a 2 or 3 hour wait. And when I left and got out of the parking lot, they had actually stopped cars from even going into the parking structure. So a lot of people are going to these casinos, and you need to know that there are other casinos around there. You can look them up. Put in your GPS, casinos in San Diego. I found this one, Jamal, which that is not the pronunciation, but I found it. And it's 20 minutes from downtown San Diego. It's a smaller casino. There is smoking. It was a lot of fun. It's quaint. And the food looked really good. So I'm going to take my husband back here. This is one I want to go hit again. If you go and you've never been, they will give you a $20 free slot play if you go get their card. And I did. I went and got their card. I couldn't find it, but I did get it. And they did give me $20 in free slot play. There is smoking. No, I don't remember seeing any propaganda, any COVID, the only thing you went in, they took your temperature, and they just said masks are required. So, okay, so that was my San Diego experience. And then Morongo opened. Okay, very interesting. Morongo is a really big casino. It is one of the ones that I would frequently go to because it's about 35-40 minutes depending on what time I leave my house. San Manuel is closer. That's about 30 minutes from my house, but for some reason I always check out Morongo because I do find San Manuel, which is not open yet, to be more crowded, and I can't get on my machines. So even I've gone to San Manuel at 4 o'clock in the morning, and still they're very crowded, and I can't get on those machines. So that's kind of, I guess, why I would head out more to Morongo. But you walk into Morongo, they take your temperature, they tell you, masks are required, you got to have your mask. And they don't say they're smoking or non-smoking. There's only one little sign, and I have it, that says smoking area. And so, but I found a loophole. They have a lot of what I call government propaganda, COVID-19 government propaganda. And it's kind of annoying to me because when you're at a casino, you don't want to see COVID-19 and a big banner on what you can and cannot do, the rules of engagement, so to speak. But what was really interesting, there was, and I'm going to show this to you, at the very end of this brochure or this banner, it said you can smoke with restrictions. So this is how they want you to smoke. They want you to remove your mask, inhale, put your mask back on, and exhale. That's how they want you to smoke with restrictions. If not, there is a designated smoking area and it is posted. So there. I have pictures of that, so I'm going to send you pictures of that. The Spa Hotel and Casino has no COVID propaganda. There is no smoking. That is the one sign that is all over the place, that you cannot smoke in their building. And they do have very specific designated areas for smoking. Now, the Spa Hotel and Casino in Palm Springs it's a small boutique casino. So the designated area, again, this was funny because the designated area for smoking was outside, but they had this area set up for smokers. They had chairs out there. They had ashtrays. It's funny. I have pictures of it. But every time you went out to smoke a cigarette, you had to come in and they would take your temperature again. And then you had to go out to smoke your cigarette and then you came in. So one of my friends who's a heavy smoker at a casino, and she was there all day, she said by the time she went out about 18 times, every time she walked back in, they had to give her the same lecture about what you can do in the casino. They told her she had to, wear her mask every single time, and they had to take her temperature. So she said she had her temperature taken about 18 times. But anyway, so that's kind of funny. Agua Caliente. Agua Caliente is just about 15 minutes away from the Spa Hotel and Casino. And Agua Caliente is bigger. And they have a very nice designated smoking area. I think it's one of the cleanest and the nicest and really comfortable smoking area than everybody. Even the spa, which is their sister casino, Agua Caliente, again, has no COVID-19 propaganda all over the hotel. They just have no smoking signs. And it was really interesting. I had gone with two of my casino friends to Agua Caliente, and we actually walked in, and I walked in first and I had my temperature taken and I was okay. They let me in. The next woman I was with, they let her in, but the third one, they said, you have a temperature. And they said her temperature was 102. And I'm like, oh my God, they're going to tell us to leave. But they didn't. They had her sit against the wall. They gave her some water. I brought her some ice. It was really hot in Palm Springs. We don't know if maybe just because it was so hot in Palm Springs yesterday that maybe that was why her temperature, or it could have been a false reading. But she sat there for like maybe 5 or 10 minutes. They gave her some cold water. They calmed her down. I mean, she was older. She's like maybe 75. They calmed her down. They took her temperature again, and she had a normal reading. So it's not like if you walk in there with a fever, they're going to kick you out right away. they're going to, because I guess maybe they do get false positives. So they're going to give you a second or maybe third chance to see if it'll calm down. So it's not like they're going to kick you out. All right, so after we hit Agua Caliente, we went to Spotlight 29. And Spotlight 29, I had never been there. And I was so pleasantly surprised. This is probably the most relaxed casino that I have been to. I saw a couple people with no masks at all. And they didn't have a lot of, they had no signage. The only thing that they had signage of was on where you put your Players Club card. There's a little video screen right there. They had some little social distancing things right there, but it wasn't like all over in your face. You can smoke at Spotlight 29, which is in Coachella. And Spotlight 29 is it's a really cool casino. I was pleasantly surprised. I won all the money that I had lost. I won it all back and I had a good time. So that would be one to check out. If you are, these are all Riverside County casinos. If you are waiting in line at any of these casinos, if you are waiting 2 or 3 hours in line at Morongo, shame on you. You can go up the road 15 minutes to the Spa Hotel, 30 minutes you can go to Agua Caliente, 40 minutes you can go to Spotlight 29. There are other alternatives. So please check that out. It is getting too hot in Southern California for all of these people to be waiting in their cars and waiting in these long lines, and I'm going to show you why. Okay, so today I went and picked up my aunt. I went to Redlands. I told her to be ready at 9:30. Soboba was going to open at noon. I wanted to be there at least by 10:30, 11, at least an hour before, because I thought for sure they're going to let you in early. Most of these casinos have opened their doors earlier. I got to Soboba and oh my God, all the COVID-19 propaganda is in your face, for sure. Soboba looked like a government-owned casino, and I went and spoke with them about this, and I told them, this is too much. They need to shut half of this stuff down. Really, I mean, we have been locked up in our house for 2 months. Every casino requires a mask to get in. Every casino has rules. You know to be respectful to your neighbor. You know 6 feet distancing, social distancing. Oh, and I can tell you, their employees, we're not practicing social distancing. No, you cannot control this when you've got 2,000 or 3,000 people at a time in these buildings. Soboba, every monitor, all these banners on, and they're all red. So they're all in your face screaming at you, wear your mask. They had more security than anyone that I've seen. It was so strict, I could not believe it. And their security going around checking everybody's mask. They were the mask Nazis. They have security just checking everybody's mask. It is, to me, I'm like, it was so uncomfortable, but I wanted to get this video and these photos to show you. To me, out of all these casinos, Soboba, you got it wrong. Oh yeah. We got there about 10:30, 11 o'clock. They were already open. Okay, I saw all this signage everywhere, walked around the whole place. It is on every wall. It is on every monitor. It's on where you put your Players Club card. It's on the monitors on the machines. It's in the restaurants. It's on the tables. It's in the food court. It's on all those monitors. It is everywhere. Soboba to me is like a medium-sized casino. So it is slap your face. It's like, come on, we know the rules. You don't need to look like a government-owned casino. And that's what it was. It was like insane government propaganda. And maybe some of you need that. I don't know. But I sure didn't. And I will not be back to Soboba. And Soboba is also one of those ones that we would stay at, that we would go visit. We love the staff. They have a fabulous, it is one of my favorite Sunday brunch places. It's not a brunch where you go get your food and put it on your plate. No, it's a luxury, sit down, fabulous brunch. And I even have photos of that, so we're looking for them, and because they were not open and they will not be open for Sunday, and that's okay, because I told them I will not be back until all this stuff is down and they get back to being Indian casino. And so when I went up there, they told me that all that signage was regulation, and I said, no, it's not. Then why don't all the other casinos have it? Because they don't. They are not doing it. One of the really interesting things that I want to go back and talk about Agua Caliente, they have these little things that are in where you put your card in. They have these little nice pieces of a little piece of paper or cardstock or whatever, and you pull it out and it tells you your machine was just sanitized. It is a really cool thing that they did, and stuff like that is okay to me. But all this Soboba nonsense is nonsense. Another thing Soboba did really bad, or I don't know if it's really bad. Well, I mean, yeah, or all these casinos. We walked out about 2:30, and Soboba had at least 400 or 500 people in line, and I have photos of that I'm going to place here. And sure enough, I guess somebody got sick in line, and here comes the ambulance, and here comes the paramedics. It was insane. And half of the people, it was 95 degrees in Southern California, and half of these people were in direct sunlight, and it was really hot about 2:30 when we left. It was really unbearable. I mean, they go around and they give you water, but these people, I know these lines, and these people were going to sit there and wait in 95 degrees in the hot sun for at least, for sure, 2 or 3 hours. There were a lot of people, because a gambler goes in there and they don't want to leave. So when you get people going into a casino, when you get a group and they cap it at like 2,000 or 3,000 people, those 2,000 or 3,000 people are going to sit there as long as they can. They're going to try to conserve their money, because you want to be in a gambler wants to be in a casino. So most of those people are going to be there 3 or 4 hours before they even leave. Or sometimes I can stay there 7 hours, but it just depends on my money, on my timing, or whatever. So these people are going to wait in line a long time. If they would have just got in their car and gone to, you can check out Morongo's lines really easy when you pass by. Soboba is like 30 minutes from Morongo. It would have been 40 minutes from the spa. You could have swung over to Agua Caliente in about, I don't know, an hour, or Spotlight 29 in about an hour and 15 minutes. There are alternatives. People are getting sick in these lines. Standing in these casino lines is a little bit ridiculous. It's amazing to me. how many people would be willing to do this just to try to get into casino. There are so many other options. This is becoming, I think, dangerous for especially the elderly and the disabled when it's going to get up to 110, 115 degrees in Palm Springs and San Jacinto and Cabazon, and you have all these people waiting in line, especially the elderly and this disabled. It is time that the casinos do something about all these extra lines and this wait time. They need better options. You out there need to be safe. There are other options. There are other places. There are other casinos for you to go. They're going to be there tomorrow. And it really is timing. If you can get to a casino before noon, you're more than likely going to walk right in. If you go after 1 o'clock, that's usually when the lines start. You got to get there early to get your spot. Waiting in line is not going to be good when the temperatures start soaring here in California. And this was happening today at Soboba. So please be safe out there. Be careful. Get to the casino early. Practice safe gambling. And I will talk to you soon. Bye for now.